Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. So last week you asked me to do an assumptions tag video, and this is it. I posted on Instagram to ask you what you assume about me, and I received so many replies. So first of all, thank you so much for that. And I'm excited about this video. Some of the things I've seen on the assumptions is, first of all, that I had plastic surgery and that I'm pregnant with a baby girl at the moment, that I can eat anything I want without gaining weight, and that I'm wealthy and rich. So these are some of the assumptions that I'll address in this video, and I really hope you like them. Oh, and if you don't understand Afrikaans, please remember to switch on your subtitle setting on YouTube so you can understand the Afrikaans bits. I've received so many assumptions that I decided to group them because a lot of them are similar or about the similar topic. So some of these assumptions are: not nasty, just curiosity or something unnoticed. You had your ears pinned back. So I have not had my ears pinned back. I've always had biggish ears when I was young, but I think I just grew them in. But yes, I didn't have my ears pinned back. Then you've had work done, minus plastic surgery, teeth, fillers, no problem with it though. So I'm quite young still. I'm 27, almost said 24. I'm 27 years old, so I haven't had anything done to me. I don't have anything against it, but no, this assumption is not correct. I've never had plastic surgery or fillers or had my teeth done. I've had my teeth filed before though, because they were uneven. Then these group of assumptions are really funny because it's almost like you know something that I don't know. And in a way, I really hope that these assumptions are true. But you are pregnant with a baby girl. Not that I know of. I wish it's true, but not that I know of. I might have to go have a look. You are going to have another baby soon. You are going to have a baby girl soon. So I don't know how all of you have the same assumption about me being pregnant with a baby girl or going to be pregnant with a baby girl. It is something that I really want, and my husband and I are actually speaking about having another baby very soon. So in a way, I wish that these assumptions are true, but I can't tell you as of yet. So the next group of assumptions: that you can eat anything you want without gaining weight. I wish. That you always eat super healthy. Yes, so I don't always eat super healthy. And I think that it's probably time for me to show what I eat on Instagram, because it's not always healthy. Sometimes I just eat because I'm really hungry and I eat whatever is in front of me. And especially after a long day at work, I come home and I'm so hungry and I kind of just eat anything that I can find. You always manage to eat healthily, balanced, and have a good relationship with food. Definitely, once again, not always. There was a time in my life where I didn't have a good relationship with food, and that was a time where I only focused on what I looked like. And I saw food as something that gets in between, that gets in my way of wanting to look good. And now I see it as something that really fuels my body, and the older I get, I realize that it's so important to be healthy from the inside out. And when I felt pregnant, I realized that it's about being healthy not only for me, but for my baby as well. And that was the first step to changing my way of thinking around food and around health. So at the moment, I would say that I have a good relationship with food, but and I eat balanced, but I don't always manage to eat healthily. Dat jy wel insecure is oor baie aspekte van jouself. So this is true. I am insecure about a lot of parts of me, and I rarely speak about it, but I am insecure about weird things, like my toes. It's something really, really weird, but I have one toe that's really skew. So I am quite insecure about my toes, and sometimes insecure about my skin, and sometimes still even insecure about my hair. So there are a lot of things that I'm insecure about. I definitely think you are under a lot of pressure to look perfect all the time. This assumption is also true, but in a way it's not true. So I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure, but who is actually putting that pressure on me? It's me. So once I realized that, I think that I feel less pressurized. But in a way, it's good to be pressured to look after myself. Not to look perfect, because no one can look perfect. But I feel like the pressure that I'm currently having is in a way good, because it forces me to look at my health. My assumption is that after winning Miss World, you never need to feel insecure about yourself again. I thought that was true before I won Miss World, but then I realized it's the complete opposite. Before Miss World, I was insecure, and I thought that I would become secure and I would become self-confident when I win Miss World. But I didn't. And I actually felt more insecure. I felt less self-confident because I didn't deal with that feeling of being being insecure before I went. And as soon as I won, I felt like there were even more eyes on me. More people looked at me. I compared myself to more people. So it was actually worse after I won Miss World. The way you live looks as if you have a living relationship with Jesus. Is this true, and why? So my face really lit up as I read this message, because it's such a compliment for me that someone can see that I follow Jesus and that I do have a relationship with him. So this assumption is true, and I am a Christian. I'm a reborn Christian, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so grateful for it. You dyed your hair blonde because your hubby loves Blake Lively and she is blonde. So my husband does love Blake Lively. I don't know if you've watched the video, the Get to Know Me video, where I speak about my husband having a crush on Blake Lively. I do, however, not think that this was the reason why I dyed my hair blonde, but it is a funny assumption. Snob, smiley, smiley, smiley. I'm not sure whether I don't know what that means, but I don't think that this assumption is true. I don't see myself as a snob. I really see everyone equal. I don't feel like I'm better than anyone else. So I personally don't think that I'm a snob. Assumption. You thought you will never finish your studies when you found out you were pregnant. So this assumption is not true. I did find out I'm pregnant just after I started with my 4th year of medical studies, and I knew that I wanted to finish my studies. I knew that I had to finish my studies, and before that I've already taken off 2 years of studies to be Miss South Africa and Miss World. So I knew that as difficult as it might be, that I would have to continue my studies. And when I fell pregnant, we didn't plan it, so my husband and I didn't plan on getting pregnant, but we had a honeymoon baby, and my son was born in January, the 6th of January, between my 4th and my final year of medical studies. So it worked out perfectly. He was born during my holidays, and I started studying when he was 7 days old. You are in the process of writing a book, so this assumption is true. Except that I'm not in the process anymore. I actually finished it end of April, and the book will be launching in October this year. So I'm really excited about that. I've always wanted to write a book. The book's name is Reflections from the Heart, and filled with a lot of reflection, personal stories, things that I've learned, and I can't wait to share that with you. Your parents weren't happy that you paused your studies for pageantry. So this assumption is not true. They saw the opportunity that I had to become Miss South Africa and Miss World, and they supported me in it. And they raised me, and they knew that I would go back and finish my studies. So it's not like I was going to stop it and never go back and not finish what I've started. So they were actually really excited about all of these opportunities I had. Okay, this is really funny. That you wore your Miss World crown in your bedroom, eating ice cream and watching TV. So this assumption is somewhat true and somewhat not. So I did eat ice cream and watch TV, but I did not wear my Miss World crown. So the Miss World crown is really, really special. It's the second most recognizable crown after the crown jewels in the world. And I mean, we really treated the crown with respect, and I never wore the crown while I was in my room, eating ice cream or watching TV. We weren't even really allowed to eat with the crown when we were in public. We really had a lot of respect for the crown, and we didn't want to get caught, eating something while you're wearing the crown. So I did not wear my crown while eating ice cream and watching TV. That you are a perfectionist and you don't use swear words. So the birds are not agreeing to this saying, it seems, but there is an assumption within this one that is right, and then there's one that is wrong. The one that is wrong is that I am a perfectionist. I am not a perfectionist. There are certain things that I know that I focus on the detail and I do them, but I'm not a perfectionist in a way that, my closet looks like this and everything should be perfect. So I'm not really a perfectionist, but I do have traits of perfectionism in certain areas of my life, if that makes sense. And then the next assumption is true. I don't use swear words. I can't swear. Not that I want to, I don't want to swear, but I literally can't swear. I can't even say the sh word. You live a fab lifestyle and don't have financial problems. This assumption is not true. I think that everyone experiences some financial problems every now and then, and it's in a way it's normal. So when I went to Miss South Africa and Miss World, I obviously got some prize money, especially as Miss World, and I used that prize money to pay for my studies, which was such a great gift that I felt I could give to my father, because he was paying my studies and he thought that he was going to pay it, and then I was able to actually pay for my own studies. And after that, I did go through really financial difficulties where I couldn't, buy all of the groceries that I wanted to buy. There were certain things that I couldn't do because I used all of my money to pay for my studies. I didn't have an income. I was a student after that. I didn't work. I didn't have an income. And so this assumption is not true. You are wealthy because of Miss World and Miss SA. I do have a lot of opportunities, but I still have to put in all of the hard work. I work from 8 till 5 every day. In the evenings when our son is in bed, I work because I don't just get everything. Everything doesn't fall in my lap. That you come from a privileged life, and that's why you're successful. So I would say that I come from a privileged life, not monetary-wise. I come from a very normal, average family with a single income just from my dad. There was never things that I thought that we needed more, but I wouldn't say that I was privileged monetary-wise, but I was privileged because my parents really believed in me, and because they taught my brother and I that we can do everything we wanted to do in life. And in that sense, I was privileged because I was loved. And I think that is why I am successful today. And that is one of the reasons why I feel like I can try all of these things, because I do have a support system. You don't really work because you married a rich man. That's also very funny. So my husband and I really work hard, and he does his thing, I do my thing. Like I've mentioned, we have separate accounts, and I do work. And I think I might have to do a day in the life of Rolene video, maybe a vlog, just to show you what I do on a regular basis. That everything is easy for you, or things come your way easier than for others. This is a weird assumption in a sense that yes, things do come to me because I was Miss South Africa and Miss World, and I do have more opportunities in that sense. Obviously, I did work hard to become Miss South Africa and Miss World. But even though I have the opportunities, I still have to work hard to get them. So I might get the meeting, or I might, get someone to listen to me. But then obviously I do have to speak sense, and I do have to work hard to get success from that. Okay, these assumptions are actually, most of them are true, but I didn't think that people see me that way, but that is actually who I am. You're actually more of an introvert. So I am more of an introvert. I love spending time alone. I kind of regain my energy when I'm alone. So this is true. You are a softie. So I definitely am a softie. I wouldn't say that I get emotionally very easily. So soft for me is not getting emotional. I don't cry a lot, but I am a softie. I kind of am a people's pleaser, and I tend to go out of my way for other people. You got your whole life figured out, everything but. At the moment I'm faced with so many uncertainty, not only with regards to my medical studies and my passion for medicine. I know that I have a passion for medicine. I finished my degree. I am a medical doctor, but I haven't started my internship and community service yet, because after I won Miss World, I have so many other opportunities that won't be there if I disappear off the end of the earth for another 3 years. So there's so many things that I want to try out before I go back to doing my internship and community service. So I am planning on doing that. I don't necessarily see myself as a medical practitioner, practicing medicine, but it is a passion of mine, and I am passionate about women's health. But I'm currently exploring all of the other ways that I can contribute to women's health. I'm doing the coaching program, the masters in coaching. I'm involved with Revita Health, but more on a business side of things. So my whole life is everything but figured out at the moment. I'm not exactly sure where I'm headed, but I'm trying everything out and see how it can all fit together. That you always have all your ish together. Like I've mentioned, I don't have all my ish together. Yeah, so those are the assumptions that I got on Instagram. Thank you so much for sharing all of the assumptions. I think it's such a great way of getting to know someone as well, and it's great for me to see what you assume about me, and perhaps it is something that I'm doing that's portraying that picture that I should change. And yeah, so thank you so much for that. What do you think people assume about you? It's quite an interesting exercise to go through, and I've also learned a lot about myself. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you like it. And if you like it, subscribe to my channel.